the greatest mother. And second in line would be my Nan, who will be 91 this year. So happy Mother's Day, Nan. And all my friends and my aunts, happy Mother's Day. I got a really nice surprise here this morning with these gigantic Dorothy's chocolate covered strawberries from Nan, and I can smell them. I just can't eat them. It's too early for me. So.
Yeah, if you have one of those now, you won't sleep for 3 days.
I'll be in a coma. This is amazing. They're like as big as my fist.
They are big.
They're huge. So thank you, Nan. She's such a sweetheart. So yes, Mother's Day weekend. I am not hosting any open houses tomorrow in honor of Mother's Day because we're all taking a break.
Good.
Yes, we are all taking a break.
Well, because you have a very busy week next week.
Well, this past week was very busy with some new listings on the market. And I was negotiating a contract about 10:30 last night before I went to bed. And I got that out for signatures. So I'm waiting for that to come back this morning. But next week is a really busy week for me and Chris at Pittsburgh Beautiful. We have the Pittsburgh Business Show on the 14th and 15th at the Convention Center, and then on Thursday I have my second For Real workshop. So this coming week is really busy,
and it's crunch time if you want to sign up for that, right?
It is. Sunday is the last day, and any information on the For Real workshop for aspiring agents, new agents, struggling agents, I can't say this enough. It is not a recruiting effort. It is simply me sharing my knowledge about the industry and how I handle my transactions. And basically, this is what I tell everybody, is that it's basically 10 years of mistakes that I made. So I'm sharing my mistakes so people don't make the same mistakes that I made. And I'm happy to talk about the mistakes I've made over the years.
Don't let her kid you, folks. Her nickname around the office is Sold.
Sold.
Oh, yeah, come on.
I like that.
Come
I
on
like
now.
that.
Hey, lots to get to, but we really want you to phone in if you have any real estate question. And it goes from this show to her mobile phone that you can call her anytime, 412-628-8286. But if you want to join us, 86. I can't believe I remember that number.
I know. I can't either. I think it's easy to remember, though.
Is it? Good.
Yeah.
Because I'm starting to actually think I was struck by a bull light years,
right.
And I have supernatural powers.
And you don't call, so.
That's right. No. There's no reason. Chris, he and I talk all the time. He keeps me abreast of what's happening in the world. And Pittsburgh Beautiful, too, continuing to grow in numbers as far as what he does via social media. But here's the number, 866-391-1020, Dollar Bank Instant Access, KDKRadio.com. So let me ask you this about your workshop. Say if somebody's listening and they're thinking about being a real estate agent.
Yes.
Can they still come?
Yeah, absolutely.
They don't have to be a licensed agent.
Absolutely. I have 2 pre-licensed agents signed up for the workshop next week. Okay. So these are people that are maybe in class or thinking about taking the state required classes for your hours, that are coming to really learn about the nuts and bolts of selling houses and the process and how really you must be the most organized and knowledgeable and up-to-date on information as you possibly can. And that information's always changing, and I'm always revising and trying to make better the process that I use to guide my buyers through their process, my sellers, and all the stuff that goes on in between a real estate transaction. They don't teach you that in real estate school.
All right. I've asked the radio audience this earlier today, and we're going to continue tomorrow morning on the official day. But what's some of the sage advice that your Nan or your mom has given you through the years?
Oh, man. I got to think about that because...
Oh, come on. You got to have a couple. I know it's early, but it's not that early. If I were to say I have a listing here in South Pittsburgh, you'd say, oh,
right. I know the answer right away. Oh, gosh. I was raised with such a gentle hand. My whole family, but especially my mom and my Nan, huge influences on me to be very giving and do volunteer work and give back.
Be kind.
Be kind, yes. So for that, I'm grateful, and I passed it along to my children, and I have some really kind and thoughtful and sweet kids.
I'll tell you, I couldn't agree with you more as far as advice, but my grandmother could hit you after a 40-yard head start on a dead run with a slipper.
Well, we joke all the time about my mom's sister. She used to paddle us with a wooden spoon, and she'd chase us and hit us on the bum with a wooden spoon.
Right.
So.
Oh, those were the days, weren't they?
They were.
They were great days.
Can't do that anymore.
We're going to go out to Brookline and talk to Elizabeth when we come back, but this is your chance. Call in now, 866-391-1020, Dollar Bank, Instant Access, KDKRadio.com. Line up those real estate questions. We've got the expert here to talk to you. She's Lauren Klein, Pittsburgh property diva, Coldwell Banker, Murraysville. Back in a moment.
Now, 800-204.
All right, back with Lauren Klein, Pittsburgh property diva. Let's go right to the phones. Phones picking up. And listen, if you want to call in, now would be a great time. Looks like it's going to be a busy hour on the phone lines. We have a couple of lines available. And after all, this is the time of year people just want to get that deal done. 866-391-1020. As promised, first up, that wonderful community of Brookline. Here's Elizabeth on KDK Radio with Lauren Klein. Good morning, Elizabeth.
Good morning.
Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi, how are you?
Good, good.
I love your show.
Thank you. Happy Mother's Day.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. How can I help?
I have a couple of questions.
Okay.
My daughter and my son-in-law are considering buying a house. They are renting this house, and they're considering buying it. But they've got some problems. Their income is marginal, and they have no credit. And it's not bad credit or credit problems. They
It's
have
just no credit.
at all. And someone that my son-in-law's been talking to has recommended that one of those credit cards where you put down $200 and then you make charges on that account and pay it off quickly, and you establish your credit that way. I'm not real sure about that. I think they might try something better. But another question they have, which really bothers me, is they're suggesting that maybe I should co-sign for them to buy this house, and I really don't want to do that.
Okay.
I'm already helping them financially, and I'm paying off the daughter's college loans, and I don't want to commit any more money, but I don't want to blow up the family relationship either. So I'm asking for some advice.
Okay, so Elizabeth, what I'm going to do, since we're talking about banking and credit, I'm going to pull Chris in, and I want him to talk with you a little bit about how you can build credit safely, and as far as you co-signing on the loan, if your son doesn't have credit, he needs credit in order to get on the loan. So I'm going to let Chris pick up and talk with you from the lender side of things.
Hi, Elizabeth.
You know what? Elizabeth is gone. So, Elizabeth, I don't know what happened there.
I think you hung up on her.
No. My hands are away from the button.
Come on, Rob.
I may turn your mic off, though.
Maybe it's my problem.
So
No.
So and if Elizabeth is still listening,
Yes.
Elizabeth, we're going to answer your question. Chris,
Okay.
so you heard the question, right?
I heard most of it. Yeah,
Okay.
I was engineering the live
Her
stream.
son doesn't have any credit.
Right, I heard, and the credit card, the cash credit card that you deposit.
Right, and then does she co-sign?
Does she
but
co-sign?
she can't, right?
Okay. Well, it's important to know that obviously credit score is the most important thing in getting a loan. If you don't have a credit score that is high enough, are there ways to raise your credit? Yes, there are. The simplest way is to make all of your payments on time. Just begin doing that.
But if you don't have any credit and
Right.
you need to build credit, what can somebody do to do that?
They can open up a basic credit card like a gas card. The idea of doing one of those prepaid cards, that does help to build their credit. So I don't think that's a bad idea at all. As far as co-signing, the important thing here is that co-signing does not make up for the lack of or a bad credit score.
Right.
Co-signing only helps if you need income. And the most important thing about co-signing, if you're the co-signer, is the bank is going to look into your financial life just as if you were a borrower, and you are on the hook for that loan with equal weight. So if for some reason the person you've co-signed for is not able to make payments, you've got to make the payments or your credit score is going to be affected.
Okay, awesome. Good answer.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
He should
Thank you.
he should do that for a living. He's
Yeah,
pretty good.
he is good.
I tried once, but I'm
You're
just
good.
kidding.
But anyway, Elizabeth must have wanted to hang up to hear the answer. So hopefully that helped. But Elizabeth, if you need more help, you can reach her at 412-628-8286. Let's go to Baden and say hi to Sue. Hey, Sue, welcome to the Pittsburgh Property Diva, KDKA Radio. How are you?
I'm fine.
Morning, Sue.
I have a question. Good morning. I have a question about a sales agreement on a sale of a house.
Okay.
The buyer reneged after the closing date, and we're having a problem with the hand money. The person has refused mediation, and in the contract it states that she can't refuse mediation. But she has, and I wonder what happens to the hand money in that case.
Well, the hand money is going to sit in the escrow account until somebody decides who it's going to go to. So you're saying your buyer, you're the seller, I'm assuming. The buyer
Yes.
defaulted on the contract. And
Yes.
you want to keep their hand money, and they want their hand
Yes.
money back. Right?
Right.
Okay.
Right. But they refused mediation.
They refuse mediation. Then
Yes.
who you have a certain number of days, and it's dependent on the contract that you have. You can go to your local magistrate and file a complaint if they're refusing mediation.
In the contract, it states that you can't go to the court. In that one paragraph in the sales agreement.
Yeah, but if somebody is not agreeing to, then you if they're just stalling and
Right.
it's stalled out, I would suggest getting a real estate lawyer and going from there. Is it a large sum of hand money?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they want it back and you want it. I would call a real estate attorney and have somebody intercede on your behalf.
All right. Thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
I'm sorry about the Google Maps interrupting.
Oh, that's okay. Happy Mother's Day.
Boy, it is amazing what Google Maps can do for you.
Right?
It gets you home. It gets you home. Hey, so what about Spring Market? How's it going?
Well, I will tell you, this is just an example of Spring Market right now. I launched a listing on Thursday, and I sold it last night before I went to bed. So the houses that are out there that are coming on the market in certain price ranges move faster than other price ranges.
Mm-hmm.
And largely your first-time home buyer market, those houses move very swiftly. If they're in good shape and they're in a good neighborhood and they're priced properly, they will sell. So if you're a buyer out there, you need to be very competitive and very quick, very aggressive with your offers.
All right, so if you have a question for the Pittsburgh Property Diva, please give us a call, 866-391-1020. Anything that has to do with real estate, she can handle it. She's here until 9 o'clock today. And again, all of our lines are open, so you'll have immediate access to get a question answered at 866-391-1020. Dollar Bank Instant Access, KDKA. Radio.com. So what have you been finding a lot right now as far as interest? What are people looking for? Anything in particular?
No, there is never like one particular buyer or one particular house that people are looking for. It's really dependent on the area that you want to live, what your finances allow you to purchase, and any other peripheral information that you share with me that helps me kind of narrow down the best place and the best house for you. But I look for the best house in the area that you want to be in the budget that you can afford.
I've been out and about doing a little Facebook work, Twitter and my YouTube page, just getting caught up with some people running for some row offices like Recorder of Deeds and Prothonotary. Mm-hmm. And look, how many of these signs that we see up, but I always think that, you know what, you need a real estate person to explain exactly what they do and who they are. Talk a little bit about those people and why they're so important as far as real estate when it comes to knowing whose name is on the deed and what that deed stands for.
Well, the deed is really important, and I'll actually, in the next segment after the commercial, I'll talk about deed transfer, and you want to make sure the right names are on the right deed for the right parcel of property, and that's where your title company comes into place. They make sure that all of the property information is being transferred properly from the seller to the buyer, the right parcel, the lot dimensions, and so forth. You don't want to be signing the deed to the wrong house.
No, that wouldn't be good,
No.
folks. Hey, honey, I'm home. No, sorry, wrong house.
Not your house.
All right, we'll take a break. Stay with us, folks. We got much more still to come on KDKA Radio. And next hour, it is Joe Randazzo, Brian Reisiger, Steve Hoffman, and Medi Connect. The 10 o'clock hour, it's the True Value Home Improvement Show. And then AAA East Central, talking travel, and a whole lot more. Today, KDKA Radio.
So let me ask you, are you struggling with even the idea of selling your home? Or perhaps you're looking to buy your dream home, but you're not sure where to begin. If so, I want to share with you my 7-step process that has helped me sell over 100 homes a year right here in Pittsburgh. This process shows you how to negotiate the best possible price for your dream house or sell your house for the most amount of money in the least amount of time. Hi, Lauren here from Coldwell Banker Real Estate. You may have come across me on one of my shows, Talk Diva with the Pittsburgh Property Diva. When I got into this industry, all I wanted to do was help people find their dream home. Now, most people think the process can be really overwhelming, and it can be very stressful. Whether it's your first home or your 5th home, whether you want to build your dream house or move into an old Victorian, I tell my clients all the time, it's a big deal, and I totally get it. So, over the last 10 years, I've created a 7-step process that has helped hundreds of satisfied clients. I've even sold a house in less than 2 hours of it listing. I guess that's why they call me the Pittsburgh Property Diva. Now, I grew up in Pittsburgh. I watched my dad work a full-time job as a school teacher, and in his spare time, he was buying and selling homes, rehabbing them, and renting them out. He even built the home I grew up in, just reading manuals. Now, he only finished the house last year, but it's really solid. My dad always encouraged me to get into the real estate industry, but somehow I ended up with a master's degree in forensic science and law. I know, super nerdy, right? But eventually, I realized that real estate is where I belong. So if you're ready to raise your expectations for your real estate experience, I'd love to hear from you. Just click on the link below to download my Buyer or Seller Diva Kit. And you can also schedule some one-on-one time with me so that we can fulfill your dreams today.
Hey, my day is today. Are you going my way until the rising sun?
This is Pittsburgh Works on KDKA Radio.
Hey, Lauren Klein is here, Pittsburgh Property Diva. Big week for those who like business, and her husband, Chris Klein, is going to join us right now with details. Lauren.
Yes, Chris.
Yes.
I know we have the Pittsburgh Business Show coming up. I will be there with a booth on the 14th. You will be there on the 14th and 15th. Are you able to give us some details about that? And who else is going to be there and what's it for?
Well, the Pittsburgh Business Show, it is May 14th and 15th.
I'm glad you got that right.
Thank
this time.
you. Last week I got it wrong. It's a great show. It's down at the convention center. And there's just an incredible amount of things going on. There's networking events. There's speed networking events. There's the Women Who Embrace Life conference, in which there's a whole host of speakers coming for this. I'm not going to name any names. It's really easy to figure out. It's pittsburghbusinessshow.com. You can get tickets to the show. I think a single ticket is around $45, $46, maybe $49. But you can buy them right online, or you can buy them if you walk up.
And you can stay there all day if you want.
Absolutely.
And meet people and
every kind of business is going to be down
cards and network and all of that kind of good
Every
stuff.
kind of business you can think of is there, from the small business all the way up to large business. I mean, I'm going to be there in two capacities, with obviously with Pittsburgh Beautiful and also PNC Bank. And you will be there for the first day of the show.
Yes.
I know the creators of the show personally, and they're incredible people. Brian and Linda Joe. Brian's company is Higher Images, and they wanted me to specifically mention about the networking event that is happening the 14th. That's Tuesday, the first day of the show, from 5 to 9 p.m. There's going to be over 1,000 professional people there, most likely business owners, executives. There's going to be a cash bar. There's some apps. There's entertainment. I think they're going to have dueling pianos.
Okay.
It's one of your favorite things, I know. And all kinds of great things going on. But I think it's a wonderful place for, even if you're not a business owner, it's a place to go down and just check out some of the great things that are going on in Pittsburgh for small businesses and larger businesses.
And if you're new to Pittsburgh, it's a really nice place to meet a lot of different people.
Absolutely.
From a lot of different areas.
We had somebody on Facebook comment that they'd move here if they could get a job, and I responded and said that, there's thousands of jobs here. There's actually, I don't know, tens of thousands of job openings in Allegheny County. For real. I heard this.
And the cost of living is considerably lower than other big cities.
It is. It incredibly, considerably lower.
Yes.
If that's even a term, but you'll correct me on that later, I'm sure.
I will.
And before I go, I must say Happy Mother's Day to my mom, Janice.
Janice Klein.
I love you, Mom. And her friend Rhoda, who's been a family friend and really a second mother to me and a second grandmother to my children.
Mm-hmm.
So happy Mother's Day, Rhoda. And I don't want to forget, happy Mother's Day to your mom, Jerry, and to Nan.
To Nan.
And to you, darling.
Thank you.
Don't
most
forget
incredible
that one.
mom I
Don't
know.
forget that one.
Whoa.
And that's it. I'm out of here.
Where are you going?
Thank you.
I have no idea.
You can't go anywhere.
He's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. So I will be at the Pittsburgh Business Show on the 14th for a few hours. And then on the 16th is my next For Real workshop from 8:30 to 3:30, I think, in the afternoon. It just depends on how long we all talk and collaborate. But
So what are you doing for Mother's Day?
okay, so today I'm having high tea with my mother, my daughter, and my Nan.
What's high tea?
High tea
I've
is,
heard the phrase.
well,
but-
you have tea and you have tea sandwiches and you have fruit and you drink tea and you relax, and it's very civilized and relaxing. And
That's nice.
It's lovely. Yes. So I have that today. I'm looking forward to that. And then my children will come over tomorrow and bring me coffee and maybe some breakfast. Come and visit with me, and maybe they'll bring me some laundry to do, something like that.
Do you realize if I brought my mother an Egg McMuffin, she would have swore it was like caviar. My
Right?
mother, she loved everything that we did for
I
her.
love when they bring me things, little things like a candy bar or
Something.
yeah, anything, coffee. My kids are very sweet. So
My mother always wanted a mink coat. I always wanted it, but never got around to
Aw.
it. Yeah, all the time. Where's my mink coat? When are you going to give me a mink coat?
darn. Here's your Egg McMuffin.
That's exactly right. But she loved me just the same. She did. Go, you can say something. Go.
I was going to say, Lauren has like 8 mink coats.
No,
She
I
could
don't.
Probably, she could
I
probably
don't.
spare
My
one.
mother, that's all she ever wanted. That and to go back to New York.
For
Okay.
the fur people, though, they're fake.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. These were fake, too.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway.
it's just, you know what? It's a good time to pay tribute to moms, because let me say this: nobody ever worked as hard as my mom, and I'm sure you can say the same.
I can say the same thing without fail. And Erin, everybody knows Erin, my assistant, my bestie. She's a wonderful mother. She raised 3 beautiful daughters, and she's a wonderful mother. And she had a wonderful mother. She
Right.
has a wonderful mother.
Right.
who was like a second mother to me when I was growing up. So,
Oh, I know.
yeah.
I know. But you said something during the break, just to let everybody know how wonderful you are as a human being. You still love doing laundry with everything you have going on in your life. We were talking during the break. I was doing my son's laundry, and I know it's crazy, but it's nice to be needed. I was waiting on him the other day, and he's like, "Dad, I got this. Relax."
Right.
But you just
I
it's
like
tough when you're not
doing
needed
it.
anymore.
Yes. Yes. I am glad to see them show up with a basket of laundry. I might not be in 10 years, but right now, I'm still happy to see them show up with their laundry.
Or like if you'd give, back in the day, you give your mom like $100 bill. She thanked you for like a whole year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. That and they just tried to make it up to you and do things for you. Just
Yes.
good people.
Yes.
And nobody makes a home more a home than mom.
That's the truth. That is the truth. I don't know what I would do without mine.
Nah, you have her. She's around.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a short break. Listen, we're going to come back. We want you to get on the phone line. She's going to talk about some open houses coming up. Nothing this weekend. She's going to take tomorrow off because it's Mother's Day. Relax a little bit, get recharged, and get ready to roll. Busy week coming up for next week. We'll tell you about that as well, too. But we had some great calls to begin the program. We'd like to get some more. Anything on your mind in the way of real estate, 866-391-1020. Dollar Bank, Instant Access, KDKRadio.com. Next hour, it's MediConnect Senior Zones. Stay with us.
Call 412-DOCTORS.
Real patients, real stories from Scott and Christie Eye Care Associates.
Hey folks, I'm Marty Griffin. Today we're talking to Hannah Bolger from Hampton Township. You weren't surprised about having cataracts, were you?
No, I wasn't surprised at all. I was really fortunate in that I had perfect vision until I was about 45. And I went to the eye doctor. I can't see close. And he checked my eyes. He said, guess what? You can't see distance either. You just didn't realize it. And then the cataracts developed.
So what did you do?
Well, I had been seeing Dr. Christie, and he offered the multifocal lens, and I decided to go with it. And it was the best thing I ever did. It was perfect. Never any problems. I've referred a number of people.
And you had it several years ago.
I had it 5 years ago.
What's it like now?
Perfect. It's still the same as it was 5 years ago. Nothing's changed.
Scott and Christie Eye Care Associates, Vision for Life. To learn more about multifocal and laser cataract surgery, go to scottandchristie.com or call 724-77...
One of the crown jewels of Pittsburgh.
My parents are both from Turtle Creek. My nanny still lives in Turtle Creek. Mm-hmm.
When you drop off the expressway and go into Turtle Creek, it's almost like whatever was bothering you that minute, it's gone.
It's gone.
Everything becomes immediately okay. Some of the nicest people anywhere.
Well,
and then Isley's is still there,
my
too.
whole family is from Turtle Creek.
Oh, no wonder you're such a
See?
nice and level-headed human being.
Level-headed.
All right, now listen, talk to me about next week and what you got going. You're going to get a couple of days to recharge, but you got a big week coming up.
I have a very big week coming up, and next Sunday, always check Zillow or my Pittsburgh Property Diva website and Facebook. I put all the open houses that I'm doing. So no open houses this Sunday because it's Mother's Day, but next Sunday, any new listings that I've put on that need an open house, any little listings that may need another open house, they will be up on next Sunday, the 19th, and we do them from 11 to 3 in the afternoon. It's staggered time, so 11 to 1, 12 to 2, or 1 to 3. And I can't be all places at one time, but I will be at one house. And then I have volunteers from the office who are wonderful agents that like to go out there and sit open houses and host them. So you can always check my Facebook page for the latest list of open houses and Zillow or my website.
PittsburghPropertyDiva.com, Pittsburgh Property Diva Facebook. Listen, home inspections. I know you wanted to hit on that a little bit.
Yeah,
too.
I have a tab on my website.
Right.
Gosh, I don't know why I couldn't spit that out.
That's some chocolate covered strawberries. You ate one. Now you're going into a coma.
No, I didn't. I'm just staring at them. On my website, there is a seller tab and a buyer tab. I think this is important for both buyers and sellers to familiarize themselves with what is involved in a home inspection. Why do we have home inspections? What does the home inspector look for? And how, as sellers agents and buyers agents, we negotiate any issues that come up on the home inspection, because that home inspector does go in there and look at everything. It's their job to point out any functional, safety, structural deficiencies in the property. And sometimes and I say this in my workshop, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So it's in the delivery of the information. And sometimes home inspectors get buyers really freaked out about something that's maybe very easily solved. So
should you talk to your real estate professional before you do any reconfiguring or remodeling or fixing any problem that the home inspector has told you about?
Well, yes, and the buyer's going to ask for a certain list of things, and the seller is going to try to negotiate those items either for credit or if they need fixed immediately. Most sellers, I find that if they know about a problem in their house, they do fix it. And our houses have a lot of different components to them, so we don't know everything that's going on with that house at all times. I do have some sellers who really legit do know what's going on at all times with their house. But the average homeowner, does routine maintenance and keeps things up. And every once in a while, something will come back on a home inspection, and the seller had no idea that it was a problem. So, they're happy to get it fixed. They want it to sell and all of this.
And on the other side of the spectrum, if your real estate professional says you've got to get that fixed and you try to go around the fact that you didn't get it fixed,
yes,
and you're not disclosing it, it could really destroy the whole process.
Right. You don't want a disclosure problem. So if you know about a problem that you've tried to correct, that maybe you haven't corrected, or that you just found out about, it's important to be honest on your seller disclosure and let potential buyers know that, I had a leak in the roof 2 years ago, but I had it fixed and I haven't had any problems since. Just be honest. That's the best way to approach the seller disclosure and in your home inspections. And I think it's a good idea to learn about what the home inspector does and how they do it and what it means to the buyer and what it means to the seller.
Something else that what they need to understand, once you put the for sale sign in the property, hopefully Coldwell Banker with you, you have to maintain your yard and make it look as sharp and pretty as and eye-popping as possible, because curb appeal still is somebody out driving around. If you want to get them to the next step, you got to get them on the front step.
You're absolutely right. And curb appeal is very, very important, especially now that the trees are out and you're planting your flowers and you're mulching and doing all your landscaping. Make sure to keep your lawn very tidy. It is the first thing that the buyers see. And unfortunately, sometimes they look at your neighbor's lawn. And, if your lawn is really pristine and gorgeous, but your neighbor's lawn, is not so well maintained, they may think there's a problem over there. I get these questions all the time.
I never thought of this, but maybe in this part of the world, and I've done a lot of different things in the way of real estate, maybe why the spring market is so good, because everything is blooming lush and beautiful.
It's all fresh and juicy and green. And
it's
after
inviting.
a long winter here in Pittsburgh with no sun, I still love it. I'm here. I still love it.
So being that it is Mother's Day, and you're the only one that I could ask this to, and what's it like becoming a mom? Giving birth to a child.
It is amazing. There's so much
emotions.
So many emotions, so much anxiety, so much it's overwhelming. And then I see these young girls in the office now. I think one is due to have a baby any day now. And I say, all this stuff that you're worried about now, and you're worried about going to the hospital and getting that baby out, you'll forget about all of it. As soon as you see the baby, it all goes away. And I remember when I had my first son, I was a young mom, 22 years old. So everything was very overwhelming to me. I was such a wreck. And, when I brought that baby home, I didn't want anybody to even look at it. He was so cute, I thought they were going to steal him. So
listen, I get it. I get it.
And I thought everybody that held him was going to drop him. And nobody knew anything except me. So I can tell you that passes too, especially with the second and the third.
One thing about having 5 sisters, by the time I became a father, I was like an assembly line. I could do anything. I could make formula, change diapers, bathe, you know what I mean?
Yeah, cook a meal,
get
hold
rid
a
of diaper
baby.
rash, you know, do it all. Burp them, put them to bed, 2 o'clock feedings. I just have always really embraced being around children.
It is the best thing that could ever happen.
It is. And there's nothing like that 2 a.m. thing when you actually should give your wife, significant other a break, and you're alone in that rocker, in that room, moon kind of coming through the window, and you're feeding your child, and you're thinking, this is why I was put on this earth.
Yeah, it is. It is incredible. So all you husbands out there with wives that just had babies, be real nice and let her sleep.
I'd like to interrupt this award-winning segment of radio to say the true beneficiary of all of those years of motherhood. I mean, other than the children, and I must say, Lauren is an incredible mother.
No
Absolutely incredible.
No doubt.
Her children are incredible. My children are incredible, but she is. I can't say it enough. But the true beneficiary, after the children are grown, and they leave the home and they go out to search the world, the real beneficiaries are the dogs.
That's right.
They become the children.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wrap my one dog up like a baby in a blanket.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, I do.
Yes. She talks to him like he's a baby.
No.
He's got multiple well, we have 3 dogs, and all of them, she had 3 children, and now we have 3 dogs.
You know what this conversation really has helped me realize?
What?
How much I miss my mom.
Oh.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm never going to have that good, never going to have it that good again.
Yeah.
Never. Hey, listen.
Moms are special.
They are. She was the best. Listen, have a great day.
Thank you. Have
And
a great weekend. Happy Mother's Day, everyone.
Chris,
and
you too,
thank
buddy.
You.
Thanks, Rob. Happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Stay tuned. The news at 9, then Mr. Randazzo and company. It's MediConnect Senior Zone, KDKA Radio. Good morning.
The preceding was paid for by Property Divas, LLC. Information on the program.